Welcome back to the Odyssey, my friends. I am Mike Odyssey, and consider this your buying guide for Nintendo Switch 2. And I want to show you how you can buy a Nintendo Switch 2 while saving yourself some money, right? So let's go ahead and get right into it. But if you find this video helpful, I would love for you to hit that like button, leave your comment down below, and consider subscribing if you have not done so yet. Join our amazing community here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, friends. So Nintendo Switch 2 is only, as of the recording of this video, 2 days away. It's the presentation, the big event where they introduce the Switch 2 in its full glory. Let us know all about the system, the games, features, and everything we are looking forward to viewing. Now, maybe you've already seen the presentation as of the recording of this video, right? And you are ready to pre-order your Nintendo Switch, or maybe you are already, past the pre-order and the release the system has been released already, right? We don't know when you're watching this video, but if you're watching it today, as a recording of this video, pre-orders have not gone out yet, and I want to help you get your Nintendo Switch 2. Now, the first thing you can do is, of course, what you've been doing now, saving your money, right? Saving your money is the traditional way of doing it. Make sure you have your Nintendo Switch 2 money by April 2nd, which is the presentation date. Although there are many pre-order dates out there, rumored, the best way and the most secure way to have that pre-order on you and ready to go is April 2nd. You never know if they go with that specific date, right? April 2nd, having that money ready, saving your money. The next thing would be, for those of you who really can't afford to buy a Nintendo Switch, if it's $400 right now, is trading your Nintendo Switch system, right? Trading or selling. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do this. I do not recommend doing the in-person thing for safety reasons. You know what I mean? I recommend using your most trusted website to sell. If you trust eBay, go ahead with eBay. If you trust an app, maybe some kind of app where you sell, then go your most trusted way. For example, I am right here now on Mercari. This is one that I do trust to sell my products, and there are already a lot of people selling their Switches. $230 here, $250, $215. If you ask me, some of these prices are overpriced for what it is. $350 more than an OLED for the base model. Yeah, some people want to get, I don't know how they want to get that much money out of their systems right away, especially when we are about to get a new one. So make sure you price your Nintendo Switch accordingly to sell fast, right? You don't want to give it away, but also you don't want to, try to buy your Nintendo Switch 2 with what you sell the Nintendo Switch 1 for, right? So, something is your best bet, right? And getting that money discounted off your Nintendo Switch 2, right? If you happen to sell the system for $200, then guess what? Your Nintendo Switch 2 will only cost $200, right? Right. This is a good example right here, right? And so you want to have that in mind. Have that in mind is that you're buying a Nintendo Switch and you're kind of keeping everything with you. Your games go along with you, your save data. All you're doing is beefing up your Nintendo Switch system, the one you play on, which is the Nintendo Switch 2. All right, so keep that in mind. You're not getting rid of your old Nintendo Switch. You're just upgrading it and keeping everything you own on it on the newer model, which is a great way to look at it, right? The next one is, of course, trading your system and getting some money in return from a place like GameStop. Now, I have here, GameStop has already put up their trading platform up and how much money they would give you for your system, whether you have an OLED, a Switch V1 or 2, which is good. They're giving you the same for the V1 and 2 and the Nintendo Switch Lite. Okay, so it might seem like this is a little low, or maybe it's just right for you. Remember, this is just you exchanging your console for a better one, Switch 2, right? You'll keep all of your games, your save data, your profile, your Nintendo account, everything goes along with you. So when you log into your Nintendo Switch 2 everything is with you. It's like you just basically upgraded the system you played on, and you still have access to your new games. Plus, you have access to all Switch 2 games as well. So here, I broke it down in case you want to, know the numbers. Here I said GameStop is giving you a trade deal here. So let's say you are trading in your Nintendo Switch OLED, right? Then the Nintendo Switch 2, if it's $399, here in Florida, the tax is 6.5%. So you might have to adjust it to your area. The system will come out to $424.93. Okay, my dyslexia almost kicked in. So $424.93. That's what you will be paying for if you buy the Nintendo Switch 2 right off the back. Okay, even if it's at $399, we still have to kind of keep in mind that we pay taxes, right? So $424.93. Now, if you take the deal and you trade it in, then you would be paying only $249 for your Nintendo Switch 2 system, right? This is a system where you have access to every game you own, right? Your save data, nothing will change. When it comes to your games, let's say you're in the middle of playing Tears of the Kingdom. Guess what? Save data transfer. So when you get your Switch 2, continue playing Tears of the Kingdom, maybe at a high resolution with better frame rates and a whole bunch of other goodies, right? So who knows what we'll get then. But I mean, to me, if I can't afford the system right off the back at $424, I am looking for a big discount. I think $175 for the OLED model is a big discount to trade up to Switch 2. Of course, we have $125 for the version 1 and 2, and then we have $100 for Nintendo Switch Lite. And of course, you can just kind of, add here $100 to this. So you would be paying $349 for the Nintendo Switch 2 if you upgrade from the Lite, which is the same cost as the OLED model today, $349, right? So you'll be paying, if you upgrade from the Lite, you'll be paying $349 right here. So here you just add you take away $25 from here, add it on top, like 265, 75, somewhere. Math is hard, and just add to there, and that'll be your total. And anyway, you will still be paying less money. Okay, so when upgrading, think about it this way. Think about it in a way that, hey, the Nintendo Switch 2 is another Nintendo Switch, right? It's just like my Switch, only it's more powerful, and it'll have exclusive games. But all of my games will be there with me when I turn on my Switch 2 on day one, right? And so that's the big thing to take away here. Backwards compatibility has been confirmed. There's no need to fear losing your games or anything like that. We're just changing systems to a more powerful one, and so buying is kind of easy in that regard, right? So yeah, those are the options that I would recommend. At this moment in time, right? Maybe you're watching this when the Switch 2 is already out and is in the stores, right? Then hopefully GameStop still has this up and running. You can still save your money. The one thing I would say is that the price for your Nintendo Switch, if you wait too long, it'll go down. It'll drop, right? So you have the option of just going over to GameStop and getting that $175 and then paying $249 with your OLED trade-in for your Switch 2, or try to get a little more, right? $200, $225 for your Nintendo Switch OLED. And so if I sell it for $200, all right, then I would earn $180. Okay, so it's still more than GameStop, by the way. If you just sell it for $200, $200, you get $180 you earn, because you have to pay $20 to them. Same thing if you let's say if you sell for $220, right? Then you make $198, right? And so you pay $22 to Mercari, and I'm pretty sure that eBay has around the same type of fees. And so there you have it, friends. There are your options there for buying and selling a game. You do have to pay fees when you sell on a website, Just know that GameStop right now is offering you $175 for your OLED. Okay, for your OLED. So same thing goes for your Nintendo Switch. Like if you're gonna buy your Lite, you want to sell it for like $120. Then you probably have $108. Okay, I think that's the most you could sell your Lite for once the time has passed, like $150 maybe. Then you have $135 that you can apply to your Nintendo Switch. Same thing for your Nintendo Switch base model, which I think you might want to sell around that time, that range as well. So depending on what you're selling, this is a good way to find out how much money you get to add to your Nintendo Switch 2. All right, friends, that is going to do it. I hope you find this video helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and I'll see you in the next adventure here at the Odyssey. Before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace.